Hey guys, it's Ryan Simone and I am back again with another video for you guys, and today I'm doing another story time video, but this one is about the time that I was arrested at 10. Yes, I had a run-in with the law. If you are not already, please subscribe to my channel and click that red button down below. Subscribe. I'm just gonna get started.
Bitch, I'm back. I'm popular the man.
So like I said in the beginning, I was 10 years old when this happened. I had a best friend since birth named AJ, and we lived 2 houses down from each other. In the block that I grew up on, there were 2 other girls besides me, but they were 7 years older than me, so in my head it was no other girls. And I grew up with all boys. I was really rough. I was a tomboy. I only did the things that they did because I had no other friends. This particular day, my mom happened to be watching AJ. His parents are at work, so my mom was watching both of us, and we went outside like we normally do every day. We went next door to Michael's house to play basketball. So Darius happened to be over there as well this day, and you know how boys are. Boys are really rough and they like to do things that they really shouldn't do. They used to hit people with water balloons, and they used to go play ding dong ditch and stuff. That was my personal favorite. And so we decided that we wanted to egg people's houses. We decided to take it up a notch. I wasn't going to do the egging. I was literally just going to run. So we had a problem. We needed to figure out where the eggs are going to come from. We couldn't get them from my house because everyone was home, and I couldn't just walk in and just walk out with eggs. Darius' parents were home, so he couldn't get eggs, and Michael's parents were home. The only person that was left was AJ. And so AJ remembered that his auntie never shut her window and locked it. Her window was always like slightly open, so we could pull it all the way open and climb through because she didn't have a screen. So we decided to go to AJ's house. We went to the backyard because Alicia's room was all the way in the back. They lifted me up and I pulled the window open and I climbed through, and then AJ came through as well. So we didn't want to get too many because then it'd be obvious that someone was messing with the eggs. So we only got 4. So as we're leaving, AJ climbs out first, and I was the next one to go because I wanted to make sure that I got the window back exactly how I was before we got there. As I'm climbing out, I kid you not, I was literally only one leg out the window, and I hear this booming voice, and it goes, "Hey, what are you kids over there doing?" And we turn around and it's Santa Claus standing right there. He literally looks like he's about to go off. We called him Santa Claus because he literally looked like Santa Claus, and I actually knew this man because he was my pawpaw's close friend and I saw him all the time. The way that the houses in Chicago are set up, at least in the suburbs, it's like a row of houses, and then there's a house directly behind you. Your backyards are facing each other and you can see each other, and the alley is like this big, so the alley is really not like a far stretch, and you could easily walk across and go to someone else's backyard. Santa Claus's house was directly behind AJ's house, and so we're just standing there and we're like frozen. So Santa Claus asks us, "Whose house is this? Do you know whose house this is?" And AJ, I don't even know why he decided to talk. I really don't, because AJ cracks under pressure, and AJ was like the worst person to be in a situation like this. He starts freaking out and he's like, "I don't know whose house it is. I don't live here." Why would you say you don't live here? Number 1, you do live here, and number 2, now it look like we just broke into a random person's house and this man could call the police on us, AJ. And I tried to like cover it up. I live here. This is my house. We got locked out. He wasn't buying that because, like I said, he knew me. So he knew obviously I didn't live here. I lived 2 houses down. And so Michael and Darius, they take off and they're like jumping over the fences, and they went back to Michael's house. And me and AJ are just stuck there like, I'm just steady going back and forth with Santa Claus, trying to make him believe that I lived here. It was really no point because he knew where I lived already. I was just really trying my hardest to not get caught in a lie. Little did we know, Santa Claus had already called the police. He was just trying to keep conversation going with us until the police got there so we could get caught. So we're back there steady going back and forth. AJ steady, "I don't know. That's the only thing that's coming out this man's mouth at this point because he's that stuck. And next thing you know, a police officer walks to the backyard. AJ just drops, like he's just gone. He drops on the ground and he's like crying his eyes out. He just can't control himself. I'm looking at AJ like, "Get oh, you can't even keep it together, like we have to figure out a story. AJ, he can't even get up, his legs are like rubber. And the officer that came to the back looked at me, and I knew him. And I knew this officer because my granny works for the police department in this community. I was like, hey, Butch, how you doing? And he literally grabbed AJ by the back of his shirt to make him stand up, and he had to hold him like that because AJ's little legs just kept giving out. He asked us what happened, and while he's asking us this, next thing I know, another figure walks to the backyard, and it's my mother. That's when I almost dropped to the ground. I know my mother, and she does not allow stuff like this, you know, like she doesn't allow breaking into people's homes and stuff. So when I was weighing out my options to go to jail or to go home, jail was looking really good that day. I was just looking at Butch to get me out of there because I was so scared to go back home. He asked AJ what happened. He tells this man that we broke into the house to get paper and utensils to draw. I could have slapped him so hard. Why in the world would you tell this man that we wanted to draw? Like, we could have been drawing at my house. Why do we need to go to your house? How am I supposed to go off of this, AJ? We gotta have the same story. How am I supposed to think of something to go off of drawing, AJ? And my mom was like, we have brand new things of paper. We're about to start school soon. So I had packs and packs of paper. I started going all out for the lie at this point because if I was in it, I just had to be in it. Parents can always tell when you're lying. AJ, he's just like, yeah, we came to draw so my mom calls his mother. She put her on speaker and she was like, oh, okay, take him to jail. Oh, that was the wrong thing to say for AJ. AJ legs gave out again and he was on the ground again. He is crying so hard. Butch was like, okay, let's go. So I'm like, what you mean let's go? We about to go right now? Like right now? Oh God, I don't feel like going to jail. And so then I looked at my mom again. I was like, maybe jail is the place to go. I was cooperating. I walked behind Butch and AJ. He put us in the back of the car. AJ is just dying. Like, I had never seen AJ cry like this, and I think it was just the idea of going to jail. AJ spilled everything. He told every single thing. He said that we were about to egg people's houses. We snuck in there to go get the eggs, and he just told everything. He even told on Darius and Michael because he did not want to go to jail. Butch act like he was about to take off. He like took his foot off the brake so that the car could jerk, and then Butch was like, get out. AJ literally jumped over me to open the door, but the door was still locked. So he's like basically sitting in my lap trying to open this door, and then Butch finally unlocked the door and AJ like fell out the car. I kid you not, he fell out on the curb. I would never in my life commit anything with you, even though I would never commit a crime. But if I was, I know for a fact that you would not be the person to call. I just got out too, and my mom was standing right there, and I was so happy because Butch did not tell her what happened. He didn't tell her the truth, because if she knew that we were about to go egg people's houses, she would have kicked my ass. My mom didn't find out what we really did until last year when I told her. I always tell her stuff, you know, years later, so I can't get in trouble for it because it happened so long ago, so might as well tell you. That is the story time of when I was arrested at 10 years old. I did not go to jail, but I did have to get in the back of the cop car, and he acted like he was taking us to jail. If we would have been caught egging someone's house, like, you never know what the outcome could have been. It could have been so bad. I hope you enjoyed this story time. Please give me your thumbs and subscribe to this channel, and watch my last story time video about the time I decided to sneak out the house to go to a house party, and it went terribly wrong. It will be linked down below, and subscribe to my channel, guys. Love you. Bye.